Okay, I can tell in 5 minutes if a woman is going to replace her paycheck with real cash flow in the next 12 months, or whether we are going to be having the same conversation 12 months from now with no progress made. And it comes down to three things because the patterns are very clear. Women saving like crazy, hoping the title is going to make a change in how she feels about money, hoping the next pay raise, the next bonus is going to suddenly make her feel more financially free. And the truth is, more money does not create more freedom. In fact, a lot of times for women who work in the Big Four, it actually stifles their freedom and makes them feel like they have to be tied to this paycheck to finance the lifestyle that they're now living. In this video, I am going to show you the 3 rich woman codes that are going to finally help you break free from paycheck dependency for once and for all and create cash flow that creates true freedom. Let's get right into it. Hi, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Rebecca Morioki. I am an ex-Big Four associate director turned freedom mentor and founder of the Rich by Design movement. I help women in the Big Four stop having to overwork and prove themselves for titles and instead create cash flow that creates real freedom. Okay, here is what I see a lot of women go through that actually perpetuates the problem of feeling tied to this paycheck, feeling like you have no other option but just to continue working, and hoping that the next bonus, the next pay raise, you're always working towards the next thing in your corporate career to suddenly unlock the doors to financial freedom or even just financial independence. And I see so many women then not work on the actual things that are going to create freedom, right? So thinking that more income is going to create freedom and not focusing on using that income to buy assets and create cash flow that actually creates freedom. Allowing your fears to control your investment decisions. Thinking that there's something external, like there's knowledge and information out there that you still need to find in order to finally feel confident in taking the first step to invest, because it's risk, right? The higher the yield, the higher the risk you're going to have to take. And I think it's so sad because we then put ourselves into this trap that, oh, okay, let me just work harder. If I just work harder, if I just, throw all that I can into this kitchen sink of your corporate career, then surely something is going to, come out of this. And, the next there'll be a breakthrough and suddenly maybe if you hit director or if you hit senior manager, wherever, depending on where you are in the sort of ladder of your Big Four career. The thing is, that's an illusion, right? That's an illusion. And I know this because I worked my way up the corporate ladder. I worked my way up the Big Four ladder, all the way from analyst to manager to senior manager to associate director. And I thought that once I get to the next level, surely I will feel more free. Surely I will be able to fly first class, to do the things that I see these rich people do, to spend money on, the things that, light me up, right? Like going to a Formula One race. And it could be further from the truth, right? Because I realized when I started really being intentional on my wealth creation journey that it is the mindset first, right? Because if you do not work on your mindset, you can try to implement a strategy. You can try to go and buy your first investment property, and then you'll sabotage yourself down the road, okay? Because none of the true wealth creation paths are easy. I know this because I am over 2 years in my short-term rentals or Airbnb property ownership, and it has not been easy. It has been very far from easy, and it is my mindset and self-mastery, understanding my human design, that has kept me on track. Okay, so I really want you to do some self-introspection on what truly has been holding you back and whether the beliefs you hold about wealth creation are really true. Because I can tell you for a fact that more income is not going to create more freedom. Okay? So what are these rich woman codes about, and why should you even care? So the rich woman codes are my proprietary framework that I created of my journey to going from being tied to a corporate paycheck, to then creating the option to leave my corporate job, to then being able to earn more than what I was earning in my corporate job, working fewer hours, to now really being focused on building my wealth and not so much as earning more, but using what I have, using the resources, the financial resources I have to create more wealth for me, for my family, for our, generations to come. And so the first code of the Rich Woman codes is self-awareness. Okay. Self-awareness is the key to truly mastering yourself and the things that have been holding you back over here from actually taking the first step, buying the first share, just going to view a property, right? So I have so many women who I talk to who are so hyped up, interested, excited about buying Airbnb or buying their first investment property. But then they haven't even taken a simple step as actually viewing properties online, let alone even going to view a property like a physical property viewing. Okay. And it's all because of those limiting beliefs, those self-sabotaging behaviors that are there in the back of your mind, but you maybe not worked on intentionally. And the first code in the Rich Woman codes is all about mastering yourself, truly understanding what are those things, and every single one of us has different limiting beliefs. Every single one of us has different blind spots. Okay. And there is no tool that I have come across like human design that will pinpoint with precision what exactly it is that you need to work on logically, mentally, and even physically. Because wealth creation is as much a logical exercise as it is an exercise in the body, right? Because sometimes you will have all the information, right? And still you will need to depend on your gut instinct to make the final choice. Okay. So human design is truly something that I believe is you cannot maximize your wealth potential without it. And if you want to fast track your path to wealth creation, you better master and understand your human design. Okay. And I am working on something special. I am actually working on a free customized human design wealth roadmap that is going to show you based on your human design, based on your unique way of how you're meant to make decisions, your unique profile, what we call your public role in human design, how you are actually meant to create wealth in the world, right? And create cash flow that gives you choices. So stay tuned. It is going to come through. And when it comes through, you will definitely be one of the first to know about it. Okay, the second code in the Rich Woman codes is money standards. Okay, so it is so crucial that even as you go and make those big, bold wealth decisions, investing decisions, that you have also mastered the minute money standards, right? Things like paying yourself first. Oh my goodness. The women that I come across, so many of them earning so much. And I think it's also inherent in us as women because we want to give, right? We are nurturers by nature, right? And we then tend to put ourselves last. But when it comes to really creating strong foundations in your financial freedom, you've got to master the skill of paying yourself first. You've got to also, as much as you are focused on the big money moves, you have also got to understand the small money decisions you make every single day that compound into habits that could compound into huge shifts in your net worth 5 years from now. Okay. And there are 7 money standards that I teach my clients. If you want to know more about them, I would invite you into my corporate breakup cash flow call, because this is where I really show you, based on your self-assessment, where are the limiting financial and money habits that are holding you back, and what is the next step that you need to take to truly be able to replace your corporate income and to create a steady cash flow fast And by fast, I mean in the next 12 months. Okay. So I'm going to drop the link to the corporate breakup cash flow call in the description below. Definitely grab a spot. I usually only open my calendar for about 5 spots a month. And once those are gone, they are gone. You'll then have to wait until I open the calendar, if I do, in the next month. So if you see a spot open this month, do not wait, do not hesitate. And it's completely, there's no strings attached. I will invite you to work with me if I feel that you are a good fit, because my programs are application only, my high level programs. And this could be an opportunity of a lifetime for you to truly step into the intentional path of financial freedom. Okay. So the rich woman codes, or the second code that I talked about on money standards, is something that I see a lot of women, they focus on a lot, but sometimes it's easy to also get derailed, okay? Especially when things happen, right? And life is going to life, right? You will be hit with a big unexpected bill, for example, and it might take you months to get back on track, or some people do not even get back on track to, really continuing with building on those consistent money standards, or, implementing them in their finances every single day, every single month. Okay. So while you might feel, oh, well, I do pay myself first, or, oh, well, I do, actually track my spending, I am quite sure that if you master these money standards, you could literally unlock 10% of your monthly expenditure this coming month. Okay, that is the power of the money standards and the way that I teach them with my clients. Okay, let's talk about the third rich woman code. Who can guess what it is? So the third rich woman code is really about focusing on one timeless wealth creating, income generating strategy. Okay, I probably should say that the other way around. Income generating, wealth creating strategy. Okay, it's very different to buy a property or a piece of land that appreciates over time than buying a property that pays you consistent cash flow every single month, right? Both of those investment vehicles might appreciate, but one is income generating and one is not. So I am talking about income generating, wealth creating investment vehicles here. Okay, and that is really what is going to create that cash flow that's going to compound, that is going to give you choice. Okay, because unfortunately or fortunately, in the world that we live in, many of the things that we want to have an impact on our lifestyle cost money, right? They cost cash. And so it is important that you work on building that cash flow gradually over time, right? And it's not a once, you're not going to, in my view, you're not going to replace your paycheck like in 1 month, right? This is like a 10-year commitment, okay? Wealth creation is a long game, okay? You can have overnight breakthroughs, but there are no overnight successes, okay? But the key is to focus on income generating, wealth creating assets at first, and then you can go into the other assets that just sit there in your portfolio and appreciate over time. And one day you can sell them and make a profit. Okay. The next thing I want to say about this third rich woman code, which is timeless income generating, wealth creating assets, is pick one lane. Pick a lane and just stay maniacally focused on that lane, right? And I know this goes against traditional investing advice to like invest in 7 different things, diversify. But even when you pick a lane, you can still diversify. So if you decide you're going to go all into stocks, right, you still will diversify once you start investing in different stocks or in different, share indices or exchange traded funds. Okay. And that goes the same for my investment vehicle of choice, which was short-term rental properties that I then put on, platforms like Airbnb, booking.com that create that cash flow for me literally almost every other day, to be honest, because I did not want to, first of all, split my focus in so many different lanes. And I wanted to master one first. Like, mastery is so, so important if you want to win in the game of wealth. And this is what creates a lot of distraction and noise for people. If you look at some of the world's most successful, techpreneurs, the Steve Jobs and the Elon Musks of this world, what is one thing that they have mastered? It is the art of focus, mastery, and really going deep before going wide. And so this is what the Rich Woman Course is all about, going from paycheck dependent to creating cash flow that allows you to reclaim your time, that allows you to have choice on what kind of work you want to be doing, that allows you to truly live your life by design. And if you're done with the breadcrumbs of corporate, just waiting for the next pay raise, waiting for a title upgrade, waiting for a bonus letter, and you actually want to start turning your current income into cash flow now, then I would highly encourage you to access my freedom number formula worksheet. I'm going to drop a link in the description below because this is the worksheet that you need to actually know what number you should be working towards, right? This is going to be your North Star. This is going to be sort of what all your goals will be surrounded with when it comes to creating cash flow and financial freedom for the next 6 to 12 months. And remember, like I said, focus and mastery is what wins the game in wealth. And of course, discipline and consistency. So grab it in the show notes or the description below. You can download it for free. And if you want insights on it, then book your corporate breakup cash flow call. And I will share with you what is the next step to truly unlocking steady cash flow fast and replacing your corporate income in record-breaking time. I cannot wait to see you in the next video where I am going to talk about how much money I made in my first year earning and owning short-term rentals that I turned into Airbnbs. So stay tuned for that one. It's going to be a really good one. Bye. Oh, and if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button. It would mean the world to me, and like the video as well, because this is what tells me what kind of content you want me to keep bringing into this channel. And feel free to share your suggestions below. Okay, this is a community that I really want you to find so much value and insight from in your journey to building true cash flow and wealth. All right, see you soon.